First of all, name of Allah. Hi. In this CSS tutorial, we will learn about naming grid layout. In body tags, we will use open development and close the development. In between development, we will use open development and close the development. Copy and use in first div header, in second div heading level 3 use and close the heading level 3 neighbor, and after that we will use li tag, open and close li tag. In between li tags we will use open a tag, hyperreference equal double quotes, and close a tag, copy 5 times. Underneath this development we will use, in third div we will use heading level 3 and close the heading level 3, content area, and we will use paragraph. In this div, open element and close the element. In between the elements we will use dummy text just for learning. Copy, paste into paragraph. In fourth div we will use image, area, and use image. img tag src equal double quotes. In between double quotes we will use image / b dot png and close the image tag and use its height, style, inline CSS use double quotes and use height 300 px and in fifth div we will use footer. Press the build button to save the file. Go to the browser and reload the page. Now we will apply CSS on these items. So we will use external style sheet style.css file, class selector use, and grid in short form G hyphen container in short form C, open curly braces and close curly braces. In between curly braces we will use CSS property and value display colon grid semicolon. After that we will use grid auto rows, grid hyphen auto rows 1 apple semicolon. Underneath grid gap, grid hyphen gap colon 1 em semicolon. Underneath padding colon 10 px semicolon. Underneath background color use colon RGBA color use open parenthesis and close parenthesis. In between parentheses we'll use value 100, 149, comma 237, comma 1, semicolon. This class selector and G-C selector use in first if class selector use equal double quotes, in between double quotes G-C. Press the below button to save the file style.css already saved and go to the browser and reload the page. We will use class selector, G-C selector, open curly braces and close curly braces. In between curly braces we will use text align, colon, center, semicolon, after that padding, colon, 20 px, 0, semicolon, and font size, font hyphen size, colon, 30 px, semicolon, and use child selector combinator div and press the middle button to save the file. Go back to the browser and reload the page. Now we will apply CSS on header. Underneath we will use class selector, header, open curly braces and close curly braces. In between curly braces we will use grid hyphen area, colon, 1 forward slash span 3, semicolon. Underneath background color use background color, colon, RGB use, open parenthesis and close parenthesis. In between parenthesis we will use value 255, 140, 0, 1, semicolon. This class selector and header selector use in header, white space, class selector equal double quotes, selector use header, and press the middle button to save the file. Go back to the browser and reload the page. Now we'll apply CSS on next these 3 items. Underneath header selector we will use menu, class selector use, and use open curly braces and close curly braces. In between curly braces we will use grid area, grid hyphen area, colon, 2 forward slash 1 forward slash span 3, semicolon. Underneath we will use height, colon, 300 px, semicolon. Underneath background color, colon, RGB use, open parenthesis and close parenthesis. In between parenthesis we will use 255, 215, 0, 1, semicolon. Press the blue button to save the file index.html, and in development menu, class attribute use equal double quotes. In between double quotes we will use selector menu. Press the blue button to save the file. Go back to the browser and reload the page. Now we'll apply CSS on this image. Underneath content, we will use class selector, use image, open curly braces and close curly braces. In between curly braces, we will use grid area, grid hyphen area colon 2 /3 / span 3 semicolon. Underneath height colon 300 px semicolon colon, and this image selector use and div class selector use equal double quotes. In between double quotes we will use image selector and press the blue button to save the file. Style.css already saved. Go back to the browser and reload the page. Now we will apply CSS on footer. Underneath class selector use and footer selector, open curly braces and close curly braces. In between curly braces we will use grid area colon 5 / span 3 semicolon, and use color text color into white semicolon. Underneath background color colon RGB use, open parentheses and close parentheses. In between parentheses we will use value 0 0 0 1 semicolon. This footer selector and class selector use in index.html. Class selector use equal double quotes. In between use footer selector. Press the blue button to save the file. Go back to the browser and reload the page. Footer area and span white space. Press the blue button to save the file. Go back to the browser and reload the page. We can reduce font size and use 20. Press the blue button to save the file. Index.html already saved. Go back to the browser and reload the page.